In this video, we will make use of several glitches to steal the complete Gaidth set from the Vampire Cave without having the quests required. The first part is a brief introduction to the major methods. The second part explains the advanced setups we use to rob the Unseen Elder. Let's start. Whenever Roach forcefully despawns, for example after drowning, she respawns 1000 yards away in the direction Gaidth was facing at that moment. Her height will be the same as on despawn. If Gaidth starts to mount up during the despawn, he will join the warp 1000 yards in the direction he faced on the last frame before loading. This type of warp bypasses walls, obstacles, and loading borders. Cursing a boat works by fast traveling to a harbor at the exact moment that a boat bumps away from the shoreline. The boat will now be cursed to finish the bump and will rush back to this curse point. It is nearly uncontrollable while cursed and can only be slightly slowed or accelerated. Fast traveling is still possible. You cannot leave the helm as long as the boat is moving. A cursed boat will ignore normal ground in its path, but will be stopped by rocks, piers, or other boats. When it stops, you can at least leave the helm. Cursed boats can be uncursed by letting them reach their curse point. If the angle of the boat is bad, it won't be able to bump its curse point correctly and turn into a wobble boat, which orbits the curse point forever. You can also uncurse boats by traveling to a different map, where they turn silent. Sometimes they uncurse themselves after some time, no idea why. Boats have different behavior towards the shoreline depending on what height they spawned on when loading the map. Boats on the same level will bounce off wildly and be repelled when trying to strand, as if they are charged. Boats from a different height will be neutral and have no problem stranding. They will have very precise controlled bumps. There are more details to all of this, explained in the last part. Boat launching uses the difference in height between a boat and the harbor it fast travels to. Press and hold E, press and hold M, to open the map and let go of both at the same time. Then fast travel. Gaidth attempts to leave the helm while the boat teleports. His height will be updated to the target harbor, but his XY position remains the same. This method is taken from a guy called The Great Prime Parade on YouTube, who did videos on several glitches presented here. The last glitch is using save and reload resets for various effects, such as resetting boat charges and phasing Gaidth through thin-angled walls.
Fucking hell, that's some heavy shit.
Now, let's apply all of this to steal the vampire set. We start with the third part of the Vampire Cave. We need to go around here. The only body of water at the right height and distance is here. But the shoreline is unfortunate. So, we create our own setup using boats. We take one neutral boat from below to fit on the shore. Then, we take whatever other boats to create a jetty. Roach backs up onto the boats until she reaches the point we need. When she's there, removing some of the boats prevents them from screwing us over on reload. After some adjustments in distance and angle, this is the result. We remove the boat from under Roach. Mount up. Then, press Shift forward and spam E to dismount and remount. We land where we needed to, on the edge of death.
Whoa there,
now
Roach.
we can steal the third part of the set and then use Roach to get out of there again.
Faster.
We ride down this wall and
Run,
jump off
Roach.
into the void.
Not so fast, Roach. Come on.
From here, we can just swim home. If Girl jumped off without Roach, he would fall forever, soft locking the game. Also, we couldn't leave using the upside down waterfall, because the quest trigger for it is off. Now, we swim towards the first part of the vampire cave. Puddles, rivers, and lakes in Witcher 3 are nearly always connected to the World Sea at the bottom of the map. The lake south of the city is no exception, and we will swim up that column to get to the cave. This part is basically a carbon copy of the video by the Great Prime Parade. Note that we don't trigger the loading border of the map swimming down here. It doesn't seem to extend all the way to the bottom in the southwest of the map. We swim up to this spot, surface through the floor and are good to go. We take the first part of the set. We don't go to the Elder. His cutscene trigger still works, and he will ultra-murder us, including a hard lock of the game. Instead, we jump up against the entrance until we're stuck against the outer layer. When the minimap shows the outside, quick save and reload. Gaidth should now be loaded outside. This concludes the easy parts, now comes the hard part. The middle cave is located nearly entirely within the southern loading border zone of the Blood and Wine map. The chest we want is in the middle of that. Only this sliver of the cave is outside of it.
The women will be restless. Damn, got a feeling I'm forgetting about something.
By the way, the trigger for the third part of the cave actually works, but without a horse, Gaidth would be stuck in there. Back to the second part and the loading zone. There's not even close to enough time to run in and loot the chest.
Requires a fellowship.
Roach warping also does not work,
together.
since you cannot dismount while under the loading countdown. Because this loading zone does not extend to the sea below the cave in the southeast, we could reach that spot by boat. The problem is that boats below the surface count as controllable, but still remain stuck. That's why we can't just sail to the target spot. So, if we can't move the boat has to move there by itself. To reiterate, boats can be neutral or charged in relation to the shoreline depending on their spawn height on map load. The curse point of a cursed boat is stationary for neutral boat bumps, but it moves when created by charged boat bumps. This moving curse point travels slowly in a straight line as long as the player is at the helm of its cursed boat. The direction it moves in depends on the angle of the boat against the shore, but also some other random things I don't fully understand yet. I suspect the exact timing of the frame you fast travel on makes a difference, as well as the polygons of the shore. We will create a curse point that travels below the chest and catch it there. Getting the curse point where we want it to go takes precision, but charged boats bump very chaotically. We will make use of a neutral boat to set up the angle first, then turn that neutral boat into a charged boat by saving and reloading. This boat at this exact spot and angle worked for me once out of 3 reloads. We board it and map pause buffer the moment it becomes controllable. We fast travel as soon as the option appears. The boat is now cursed. We will have to travel back to the harbor several times to give the moving curse point time to reach its destination. After several minutes, we are ready to catch it below the cave.
Should glance at the map.
Once the boat stops, we perform a boat launch. Press and hold E and the map button, let go of both, then fast travel to the higher harbor.
Might want to look at the map.
We phase into existence for a few seconds, loot the armor, and are allowed to fast travel home. With this, we have stolen the complete Gaidth armor set and are done here. Thanks for watching, have fun.